Hey everyone, welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here to bring you a rare movie review. Yes, I told you guys you might see my beautiful face pop up here and there to do special movie reviews. And as you guys can tell, I'm here. One special movie has come about and has been released. You know what movie I'm talking about, guys. I'm talking about Black Widow, starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh. That dropped on Disney Plus and in movie theaters July 9th. Up here in Canada land, we don't get it, but we do get Disney Plus. And I told you guys, there's only two people that can bring the king back to do a review, and one of them happens to be Scarlett Johansson. So there you go. I'm back. So anyways, okay. Let's give you like the normal, guys. I'll do a non-spoiler, give you my thoughts, and then I'll do a spoiler and put that spoiler logo somewhere across the screen. So when I ruin it, you guys don't cry about it. So, okay. Black Widow was released July 9th, 2021. It's about 2 hours and 13 minutes. It's about 2 hours, guys. I'll tell you right now. If you count all the end credits and stuff like that, then it'll be 2 hours and 13 minutes. It's directed by Cate Shortland. Stars: Scarlett Johansson as Natasha, Florence Pugh as Yelena, David Arbour as Alexei, or the Red Guardian, the Russian version of Captain America. You have Rachel Weisz, who played Melina, the mother. You have Ray Winslow, he plays Drakor. He's pretty much the bad Russian guy in here that is behind all the Black Widow's mumbo jumbo and shit, and Natasha's past. You have you have William Hurt, who plays General Ross. You have Michelle Lee, who plays Oksana, one of the widows. And you have Olga Kurylenko. She plays a key role. You guys are going to find out, Taskmaster and Antonia. So Taskmaster, sorry, spoiler, she is female, so deal with it. Okay, so if I had to do a brief synopsis so you guys can kind of get an idea what's going on. So there's two of them, but I'll give you the ones that kind of make sense. It goes, this spy thriller story starring one of the MCU's original Avengers, the Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, confronts her darker parts of her ledger when a dangerous conspiracy with ties to her past arises. She must not only deal with people who are after her, but she must also deal with the broken relationships she's left behind, i.e. meaning her family. That's pretty much the events, guys. This takes place, if you had to drop this movie somewhere in the MCU, between the events of Civil War and Infinity War. You could see General, what's his name? Ross is after her. So it kind of takes place from that meeting point, and then it goes from there. But from the opening scene, holy crap. It's probably one of the best first 10 minutes you'll ever see of any MCU film. I'll give it that. And then from there, it takes off. The way you get introduced to Natasha, and then to her sister, to what happens to them. Like, they told her story very well. Could have got into more detail. They chose not to, but they should have. And then you kind of slowly get everybody else pops up down the road. You can kind of get an idea that, hey, maybe this relationship is not too friendly as it's meant to be. But you could see how much she has to overcome to become the person that we knew her for before she died in Endgame. That ain't a spoiler. You guys all know that. But holy crap, it's a roller coaster ride. From the action is incredible. Like, I'll tell you right now, special effects up there as well. No, it's not no Endgame level, but it is up there. It's a spy thriller, guys. Chase scene, phenomenal. David Arbour, my God, he's funny, but you also want to punch him in the face. I'll just tell you that, because there's something he does near the beginning, which you want to, you know? Trust me, even Rachel Weisz's character, too, wasn't too fond of her because of what she did. The two actors that stole this, well, they should have stole it because it's really basically about them, is Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh's characters, Yelena and Natasha. They play sisters, and oh my God, they are the whole entire film. The bickering back and forth, The names and hint dropping of what went on with Budapest is very unique. Hawkeye's mentioned it a couple of times, but my God, the way the sisters go after each other is hilarious. It's like what a younger sister will rib an older one. Just the way Natasha would kind of like, oh, you really work it up for the camera, the way you pose and shit. And he goes, how the hell does that work? But trust me, the comedy is pretty cool. It's pretty funny. It's not like, oh my God, you're going to laugh your ass off and you better mark that down somewhere. But it is done very well. Like I'm telling you, the relationship between those two sells you on this movie. Is it the greatest MCU film? No. Does it make the top 10? Hell no. It probably, if I had to rank it somewhere, it'll probably be about 13 or 14th, like somewhere there. It's not in the top 10, but it's just slightly below. I think it's better than Ant-Man, to tell you the truth, because there's more action. Of course, I'm a little biased because of Scarlett Jo and Florence Pugh. So that's that. But I was expecting a little bit more. I wanted more. I wanted them to kind of like explain certain details of her origins more. Explore why. Why are they this? The bad guy, the guy who played the bad Russian, like, he's such a douchebag. Taskmaster, I'll tell you guys right now, if you're looking for a badass villain, no, it suffers from the usual MCU villain fatigue. Like, it's not well written. Like, and when you do get the reveal of who it is, you're kind of like, you kind of figure it out, because I knew it was a female from the beginning. I just had the wrong choice, but I was pretty damn close. Let's just say that. But you guys will figure it out one point in the film. When you get to that point that Natasha confronts this certain person, it's kind of revealed, but it's also kind of like hints of something that she did that kind of haunts her today, which is a reason why this guy is kind of has it out for her and wants to take her and her family out. The mission for them, why they kind of team up to kind of stop, in a sense, or free the other Black Widows, is kind of been there, done that. Kind of weak in that sense. First time director, and she knocked it out of the park. What's her name? Cate Shortland. She did a good job. It was well done. You won't even know. There's none of this, oh, it's a girl directed it, that's why it's not. No. The material was okay. The actors brought it. Every single one of them. You like who they casted. I'll tell you right now. Like I said, the only weakest link is the Taskmaster. I'll tell you right now. I've only seen it once. I got to see it twice. And when I see it twice, then I can just sit back as a regular fan, not kind of like trying to absorb everything. But the action sequences, holy shit. But you could see where they borrowed from here and there, like especially from the Winter Soldier with the ships falling out of the sky. It kind of resembled what goes on near the end. I'll just leave it at that. But, oh my God, fight choreography, phenomenal. Like, very good. But the villain, that's what it is. You wanted more Taskmaster. But, it was about them. It was about Scarlett Johansson's Natasha, the Black Widow, and her sister, and mending those fences and all that crap. And kind of like getting to the bottom of what she should have got to before she booked it for the Avengers and kind of left them behind. There is going to be a post-credit scene. And that one post-credits scene is cool. It ties into possibly another series or movie that's coming out down the pike, which is excellent. A certain someone appears there that's appeared somewhere else recently. I'm not going to tell you what it is, whether it's a TV show or a movie, because I want you guys to watch that for yourself. I'll tell you in the spoiler section. But it was good overall. Like, I liked it. I went in with low expectations, guys, to tell you the truth. Is it a movie that if you don't see this, you have to see it? No. Me personally, a lot of people are going to kind of like downplay this movie that, okay, it's okay or whatever. I'm telling you right now, if this movie would have came out and if they were planning on bringing a Black Widow movie not a couple of years after the fact that she's passed away or she died, but it's a fake death universe, the MCU, people are going to come by. If they would have did this directly after Civil War, we might have felt more of this story's impact than we do right now, because we know the end result. She's dead. It's not like she's coming back to life yet. Let's just say that, because, nobody stays dead. They're going to bring somehow some people back, other multiverse or whatever the crap they'll do so, but it was good. Like, I think it would have had more of an impact on all of us if it came out exactly a year after the events of Civil War and before we got Infinity War rather than later. Still good, but I think it's just misplaced at a time. Like that's just the only thing I'll say about it. But overall thoughts, I liked it. It's like I said, not top 10, just slightly below in my personal opinion. When I watch it a second time, I can really honestly see, okay, you know what? Yeah, it might be higher, it might be a little bit lower in my personal opinion, but going with low expectations, you will not be disappointed. You will like it. Scarlett Joe, Florence Pugh, nailed it. Especially Florence Pugh. Holy shit, she got that Russian accent tenfold. So there you go. That is my non-spoiler review on Black Widow, starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, and a whole bunch of other cool, amazing actors. So, okay, put that spoiler, guys, because I'm going to get in the spoiler portion. I'm not going to rehash everything. I'm going to tell you some of the stuff that I liked and some of the stuff I disliked or could have been better. Because overall, I like this movie. It is no shape, way, form a shit movie. It is a good movie. I'll tell you right now. The best part of the movie, guys, like I was saying earlier, Florence Pugh and Scarlett Johansson. You believe these two are sisters and they're bickering back and forth to the first time they actually met in Budapest in the secret hideout, because she sent some vials to her and she like basically brought it back there and they kind of met it to kind of hide from the taskmaster that's been hunting her down. And holy shit, when that dude or person shows up and goes after her for the first time, you're like, holy shit. You almost got a little bit of Winter Soldier vibes. And then as the movie progressed, you were scared, but you weren't scared of the character, the taskmaster. You know, the reveal of who it was kind of a little bit of a letdown. But once they show a particular part in the movie when Scarlett Jo's past, she basically, what do you call it? Killed the daughter of the Russian mobster that has it out for her now, and that's who kind of becomes the taskmaster. That was the big reveal, and I'm like, her? And she's played by Olga Kurylenko. If you don't know who that is the good-looking girl that was in James Bond Quantum of Solace. That's the female actress who played that, / supermodel. She is the taskmaster. She plays Antonia or something like that. Which, like, my guess was Rachel Weisz until I seen that part in the movie. I'm like, no, it's her. She didn't die. If he survived, why wouldn't she survive kind of thing? He survived an explosion, right? Douchebag. So he kind of pretty much took control over the Black Widows. He made them into their kind of like crony, brainless, brainwashed soldiers to do whatever he wants using certain things in their bodies. And, of course, there's, chip implants to kill them if they fail and all this crap. But the first time Scarlett Jo meets her sister grown up, that fight scene in that apartment when people, like when they first meet and they kind of call the truce, phenomenal. The fight choreography is crazy. The explosions, the car chase scene was crazy. Like, unreal. Like, I'm telling you, they really bring it, And the first time, not first time director, but the director of this, I don't know if she's done any other action movies or whatever. So I apologize if you have. I apologize big time. Her name is Cate Shortland. Scarlett Jo handpicked her and said, I want her to direct this film with me in it. And she brought it, man. It looked good. Like, the fight scenes were phenomenal. The weakest part, Taskmaster. Like, totally, like, I was expecting a lot more, but that's all the villains in the MCU. So we got what we got. Hopefully, Shang-Chi, Mandarin's going to be a little bit better. I hope so. But, no, from the first 15 minutes, probably some of the best cinematic movie thing you'll watch. Like them as a kids and the way Natasha and her little sister, and they get separated because of the Red Guardian, Mr. David Arbour, Mr. Douchebag. He wants to be Captain America, blah, blah. He's telling all these stories. He's pretty much full of himself. They basically were Russian spies that came to the States, lived in Ohio, raised a fake family with these two kids that got plucked from somewhere else for who knows what reason, for their own little selfish needs. And then they end up the cover's blown. They got what they needed. They end up going back, and everybody pretty much got screwed. Rachel Weisz's character got hurt at the end of it, and like I'm telling you, from flying the plane, she got shot and shit. So she ends up staying with this Russian dude that everybody thought was dead, that died in the explosion that she apparently didn't take care of. Loose business, let's just say that, guys. And it comes back to bite her. Like it was a typical plot from point A to point B. They mentioned hints of Hawkeye in it. Also Budapest. There was like a bin that one of her buddies kind of like keeps on getting her, like when she was on the run from General Ross and shit at the beginning of the film, because it picks up from the end of Civil War and her kind of like backstabbing him and Tony, and the other Avengers get arrested, and she's on the run with Cap. From her getting help from this dude that got her like trailers, guns, passports, and all that shit. What do you call it? She ends up getting near the end before the movie ends, because she does survive the end of the movie. She gets into that spaceship that she uses, that Captain America breaks into that underwater prison that she gets all the Avengers out. They hint towards that, so too bad. Spoilers. David Arbour, funny as hell. Like that scene when they bust him out of jail was crazy. Yelena, like I said, a little impatient, more on the unpolished side, because she's still like a killer. She just literally snapped out of whatever the hell she was doing, mind control, with the little gas thing, whatever. And that's what the bad guy wanted to get, because he didn't want them to undo all the Black Widows, and then he won't have nothing. The Red Room is in space above. That's why they couldn't find this Joker on the floor, which was revealed near the end when they set up a plan. That's what they got. They used what they did to Robert Redford's character in Winter Soldier, changing of the face. That got me good. You knew they were talking about something, because they end up meeting up with Rachel Weisz's character after the fact from busting David Arbour out of prison, the Red Guardian out of prison, on the farm. And you knew they were talking about, but the way they set it up, it looked like she betrayed them. And you don't find out till one scene in the jail cell when the Red Guardian's confessing or apologizing for Natasha for being such an idiot, that it's actually Rachel Weisz, and Scarlett gets unmasked in there, and this bad guy has some sort of pheromone that she's trying to stab him and shit, which is kind of lame, but whatever. It is part of the movie. It made sense, but it was dumb, okay? She couldn't do it, and then she purposely breaks her stupid nose so she doesn't smell his, the toxins or whatever that he's giving off that doesn't allow her to kill him, to go after him. And then, oh my God, there's one badass scene that it's literally her against all the Black Widows in the place as the place is coming down, because, shit blows up. That's what I'm saying. It resembled like the Winter Soldier when Cap was fighting Bucky and the place was going down. But this thing that she was trying to escape after the fact. Great. Florence Pugh brought it, guys. Holy shit. She can fight and more. And she's damn good. If they use her to kind of like replace Scarlett Jo in the MCU, I'm down with it. She's going to be involved in another little series, which I'll mention later on. I got a few more things I have to get off my chest that I like so I can tell you guys, right? But no, the action's great. The jokes were funny. The jail scene was kind of shit. My opinion, I don't know, like they didn't have to really do it. He's arm wrestling and he's trying to get out, and then they end up busting him out of there. Whatever. It is what it is. The chase scene is good. That's one of the better ones. The end fight scene, guys, holy shit. With the place coming down and she jumps out of the parachute to save her sister from blowing up the helicopter that had this Russian douchebag on her. Phenomenal. Like, that's the only thing I hated. She had a chance to kill her when she was face-to-face, Black Widow and Natasha, but he got away, and then he's on the helicopter, and then she literally goes up and she uses her bow staff, Florence Pugh, and kind of goes after one in the engine, and it causes an explosion, and he's pretty much toast. She goes flying over the edge, and that's when you see her dive over and shit, and save her, gives her the parachute, and then Taskmaster ends up going down, because I don't know why Natasha Freed thing felt, a little guilty conscious. She's an Avenger. She doesn't let people behind her die. Whatever, it got the best of her. So they kind of have a little minor scrap down there, and then she has a little vial and she kind of sprays the Taskmaster after releasing the mask on the Taskmaster and shit. And she kind of like comes to and like, oh, whoa. And then she says, I'm sorry, or whatever. And then they end up going, General Ross shows up. So I don't know if he takes Black Widow in. I have no clue. While she lets her sister, Red Guardian, and Rachel Weisz's character go with the other Black Widows and pretty much leave, because she gave her a file that had all the location of all the other Black Widows, so hopefully they can turn them back, come back to their senses kind of thing. which is okay. So it kind of hints if they're going to do something, they can do a TV series or something like that. They can. Great. Now it leads us, that's the ending of the movie, right? So there is a post-credit scene, okay? It says, it takes place literally with Yelena going to visit Natasha's grave, you know, sister, father, whatever the hell, on her tombstone. So she's trying to have a nice little moment there. And who shows up? That lovely person from Falcon and the Winter Soldier who showed up on the last finale. Madam, I can't remember her Madam Hydra. That's her name. She shows up there and she kind of knows her. She's like, this is going to cost you big time. What is it? This is my own personal time. And she's like, I know, whatever. So she goes like, do you want to pretty much go after the person who is responsible for your sister's death? And I'm like, are you serious now? So she shows him a picture of who? Clint Barton, a.k.a. Hawkeye. So she looks at it, and that's what it is. So from what I'm getting, and if you guys are not stupid like me, it's going to lead into possibly Florence Pugh showing up in the new Hawkeye series that's coming out on Disney Plus, which is great. And it'll also explain maybe her second thoughts, because she didn't get the straight story. She's being manipulated by this Madam Hydra broad, which has her own, agenda. Let's just say that because of what he did with the new U.S. agent in the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I'm still wondering if, what's her name? Peggy Carter's niece, whatever her name is working with her, which I have a funny feeling that could be the case. Or somebody else, but we'll find out eventually. But yeah, so from whatever happens in the post-credit scene, it's going to lead into the new Hawkeye series that he's going to be on the run or be hunted by her. And I believe probably by the end of that series, she's going to realize that, listen, she's been manipulated. And she's going to kind of like realize that this guy really had his sister's back and she might join the Avengers like that. So that's what I'm thinking, guys. That's what my theories and thoughts are. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section below. Did you like the movie? Did you hate it? Do you agree with me that this is just misplaced in time? If it came out directly after the events of Civil War, that it'll have much more of an emotional impact on all of us? That's what I believe. Even though it's still good, I think we would have felt more, and I think we would get more reviews or more like from everybody, even though I haven't heard anything really negative. But we know that she died, and that's the thing too. Like, we know she's dead, so emotionally we're not invested as we should be, but I'm still glad that we got it. My personal opinion. So there you go, guys. That is my movie review on Black Widow 2021, starring Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh. So you guys let me know in the comment section. Check out my other content, guys. I appreciate all you guys following me here on Project, 31 on the podcast Outlaws. Busy doing other stuff. I'll pop up here and there occasionally on YouTube to do reviews or movies that I believe that it's worth me coming to do. So yeah, so whenever there's something decent for me to do a review on, I'll pop back on the Movie Throne, post some content. Don't worry. Working on other stuff now, myself, personal projects, you name it, the works. COVID's being dealt with. Everybody's getting their second shots around me and all this crap, that it makes it safe. Because when I'm back, we're back. And I'm probably thinking possibly in the fall, if anything. So you guys watch. Support's there. I'll be back. Trust me on that. So until then, be the hell good. Stay off the King's throne. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you sometime soon this year. So until then, be the hell good. Go watch the movie.